Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's check out Pub Encounter on Nintendo Switch. So, what is Pub Encounter? Well, it is a visual novel that targets girls, or women, I would hope, but let's find out. Sure, yeah. Please begin with the prologue. Oh, well, you're not letting me pick anything else, so okay. Prologue. Audire. The jingling of the door chime greeted me as I pulled open the door. Hi. I was on my way home after a terrible day at work, and had walked into a back alley. I had just wanted somewhere to hide and be alone for a while, but I noticed a bar named Audire. For some reason, I felt drawn to the bar, and before I knew it, I was opening the door. Well, it's not often we see young women like you around here. Are you lost? Huh? No, I saw the sign and I just got curious. Care for a drink? Yes, actually. That might be what drew me here in the first place. My, did something happen to make you want to drown your sorrows in alcohol? Who are you? Welcome to Audire, my dear. Are you the owner? Indeed. My name is Toyuzuma Sochiro. Oh, right, I forgot to introduce myself. The name is Sonata Minoru. I've been a regular at this bar for ages. You looked a tad dispirited when you came in. Would you care to talk about it? I think you'll find that you feel better afterwards. Well, I messed up at work. I haven't been there a year, so I won't be perfect. But I just keep making mistakes day after day. It's kind of wearing me out. Hey, everyone's been there at some point. I remember when I felt like that. Just then, I heard the door open. Hello there. Hey, who's this? I've never seen you here. Did you hire a new waitress or something? No, she's a customer. What? Really? Is this the first time a girl's ever come in here? I'm not complaining. It'll be nice to have an oasis in the desert of masculinity. Welcome. Nice to meet you. Hey, you're cute when you're shy, you know that? By the way, I'm Adashiro Mamori. What might your name be? Hey, don't keep her all to yourself. Oh, my name is Kodama Hideki. If you don't mind, I'd like to hear your name too. The tone of the evening had changed drastically. Still a bit unsure, I timidly offered my name. My name is Shiori Itsuki. It's nice to meet you. Shiori Itsuki. That's a nice name. Adashiro Mamori and Kodama Hideki. I don't think I've heard names like that before. Yeah, Adashiro's an Okinawan name. You don't see it much in here on the mainland. Oh, that explains why I hadn't heard of it then. Kodama is a little unusual too, isn't it? I suppose it is, isn't it? I'm from Aichi Prefecture, by the way. I can tell that I've piqued your interest already. That makes me happy. Huh? What? While I was listening to Hideki's explanation, Mamori had slid up next to me. Hey, you're as red as a beet. You really are cute. Hey, what did you get over there? What do you think you're doing, anyway? I must agree. Taking such a manner towards a woman you've just met is simply rude. Whoa, when did you get in here, Yuzi? Hideki's shout startled me, and when I turned around, I saw a man in a suit looking upset. Oh, hey, Ryu. Don't give me that. Huh, the nerve. These men are all regulars here. Momori, Hideki, and him as well. Oh, nice to meet you. It's my first time here. I know, I'm here all the time. Oh, right. You seemed a bit more difficult to approach than the other two. Can't you see you're scaring the poor girl, Yuzi? Come on, Ryu, she's being polite. The least you could do is return the favor. I'll pass. Don't be such a stick in the mud. What if it's fate that you two met here. My name is Yuzu Ronsky. It's nice to meet you. Oh, I'm Shiori Itsuki. It's nice to meet you too. Why are you two acting so embarrassed? I just don't get shy people. You guys look like you're having fun. Mind if I join? So, haha. This is looking like it'll be a fun night. Hey guys. Welcome. I turned to look at the owner of the voice and saw him chatting casually with the owner. I'm guessing he's a regular too. You know, there's a reason people call you stiff. Ryunosuke? I don't care if I'm stiff. Well, somebody's crabby today. What? Sorry, is it a problem for me to be here? Ryunosuke? You have nothing to apologize for. But I'm the one that put you in a bad mood. I'm not in a bad mood, so, you don't have to say you're sorry. I'm just one man that likes this place. We're all in the same boat, so I hope we get along. Thank you. I hope to get along with you, too. Yeah. Would be nice if I could talk to you, too, miss. What do you think? Sure. Your name was, Oh, I don't think I told you yet. The name is Hodo Yorishida. I'm a regular of this bar, just like the rest of these lowlifes. Lowlifes? Come on, give us a little more credit. Always the cynic. Hey, Yorishida? Honestly, I'm appalled. It's our first time here and you haven't even gotten her a drink yet? He has a point. My apologies. It seems we got a bit too wrapped up in our conversation. Now that everyone's here, I will prepare your drinks. What would you all like? I'll have the usual. Same here. Ah, me too. Can I get another one of these? Very well. They really are regulars if they could just say the usual. I've always wanted to do that. You look like you're having trouble deciding. I'll give you a little present then. Huh? To celebrate our meeting. I'd feel bad having you treat me to something so soon. Don't worry about that. Just accept it. I have my pride as a man to worry about too. Oh, thank you. That's good. You look better with a smile. Though I don't know your name yet. Oh, right. I hadn't introduced myself to you yet. I'm Shiori Itsuki. That's a nice name. Get her a scorpion, Soichiro. A scorpion, is it? Very well, then. Hey, don't take all the fun. We started talking to her first, you know. This isn't first come, first served. I don't want to get into a battle of words with you, of all people. I would win, of course. I don't intend to lose, especially not to you. Hey. Finally. Huh? You tense or something? Your face has been so stiff, I couldn't tell if you were having fun. This is a place to drink the night away and enjoy yourself. No need to feel tense around us. How nice of you to say something helpful for once. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? I meant what I said. Haha, if there's anything Ryu's good at, it's giving Hideki a hard time. Mr. Kodama usually ends up at the butt of all of your jokes. Here are your drinks. Soichiro effortlessly slipped into the conversation while serving everyone's drinks. And here's your scorpion. Wow, I've never seen a yellow cocktail before. It's pretty. It's a cocktail from Hawaii. Pulling out all the stops, eh, Hodo? Here the bird gets the worm. That's what you always say, right? You pulled a fast one on me. They're talking about the language of cocktails. The scorpion says, I want to get drunk on your eyes. Huh? That's a cute face. I like it. What? Been a while since we had a woman around. Feels pretty good. Some variety is nice once in a while. Hey, Hideki. It's more fun if you keep that secret and let it out later. I know, that's why I got it out of the way now. He's got you there. I underestimated him. He's no idiot. Why are you guys treating me like I'm stupid most of the time? Hey, how about we have a toast? You too, Soichiro. Oh, me as well? I'll take you up on that offer then. Everyone waited as Sachiro began preparing his own drink. Cheers, everyone, to our wonderful guest tonight. We aren't drinking to her eyes? Hey, Mamoru. Oh, good idea. She does have a scorpion, after all. Yeah. I couldn't believe they were drinking to me. This was kind of embarrassing. Okay, here we go. To your eyes. Cheers. 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 Thanks. Excuse me, miss. Whether you're having trouble at work, want to talk about something, or just want to drink, know that you are welcome here anytime. We all look forward to your next visit. When I looked around, I saw that everyone was smiling at me. I looked back at the wonderful people I just met today and raised my glass. Cheers to all of you. I was sure I'd come back to this bar again. Okay, character selection here. Ryunosuke Yuza focuses on his job a little too seriously because of certain events in his past. He's uncomfortable around women. Mamoru Adashiro, always in a good mood, but has a mysterious air to him. He's a gentleman who isn't afraid to go on the offensive to get what he wants. To get? Yeah, okay. Hideki Kodama, charming, but a bit of an airhead. If there's a woman around, he naturally winds up next to her. More cunning than he looks. Yoshida Hodo, a seemingly gentle man who has a way with words. Treats life like a game. Soichiro Toyoizumi, a calm gentleman who's good at listening. Normally he's just an observer, but once you get to know him... Am I supposed to click on these? This guy actually has a second season. These guys are only one-seasoners. I want you to be the last person I love. You are a new employee at your company. However, you haven't been getting along with your boss, and you've been making a mistake after mistake. One day, when you're feeling depressed, you discover a new bar on your way home. Overwhelmed by the stylish atmosphere inside the bar, you find yourself being chatted up by a man who seems to be one of the regulars. As you start to enjoy the conversation, you end up becoming interested in the bar and the men that hang out there. Ryunosuke Yuze, CEO of Torenia, a producer of women's innerwear. Innerwear? What the? Okay. A serious, polite, and puts his job above everything else. Seems to be a little uncomfortable around women, possibly due to his work environment. On the other hand, he's somewhat of a romantic and a dreamer. Finds relief from the anxieties of life in stories about redemption. Mamoru Adashiro, a civil lawyer with 11 years of experience. 11 years, he's like still in school, but has a bright personality and can easily strike up a conversation with anyone, but is especially frank with women. Hates formalities, especially when it comes to clothing and speech style. Ironic, given his line of work, but it seems his past holds the reason why he's decided to pursue law. What's with the necktie man? Really? Hideki Kodama, a police officer who works in the public safety department and is often concerned with cases involving younger people. He holds the rank of officer, complains about doing things a lot, but has a playful charm that makes it hard not to like him. Likes making people smile, and despite complaining every step of the way, has taken up cooking as a hobby. However, he is extremely lonely and likes being around other people. Although it may seem like he never takes things seriously, at times he becomes quite passionate. Yoshida Hodo, Yorihisa Hodo, a popular author who writes under the pen name Kaida Yukihiku. Oh yeah, well, it rolls off the tongue. And also conducts lectures on literature at a college. Has a gentle personality and tries to approach everyone equally. However, he also likes teasing people and making them dance in the palm of his hand. Although he wishes to live a peaceful life, he can't stop himself from pursuing a certain source of stimulation. Cynical and views life as a game of sorts. Soichiro Toyoizumi, a calm gentleman who runs a bar named Audire. On the quiet side, but a good listener. He doesn't tend to talk about himself unprovoked, so many things about him are shrouded in mystery. Somewhat of a prodigy and can do almost anything with little difficulty. Once he gets absorbed into something, he will master it in no time. However, he tends to undersell himself and never tries to take the spotlight. Okay, well, so if you haven't figured it out, it's a visual novel for young women that like older men. If you hadn't, these are all supposed to be older men, right? Even though the only thing that makes them really older is a couple lines under their eyes. But, you know, whatever. I guess in animation it's sort of hard to figure that out. I figure, you know, I play all these man-centric games. So it's okay for the women to have a game, right? Although I don't even know, you know, what kind of woman is, like, looking for this kind of, or these kind of men. But I guess we're going to find out here. Let's see. I guess it doesn't really matter. Rarinosuke. He seems like he'd be like a hard one to play through, right? This is the one that's going to be like the easiest to go through. How about this guy? Main volume. Oh, volume. Volume like book volume, not volume like sound volume. Alright, chapter 1. Dandy Shot, chapter 1, The Meaning of Scars. God, I picked the net tech guy. Oh well, whatever. Whew, I'm exhausted. A sigh slipped from my lips. I had nothing but a string of bad days lately. I'd started the job a few months ago. I made lots of mistakes, making the work that much harder. I've been working late every day, today until 9. I've been too busy to even take time to complain. I really want to stop somewhere on the way home, talk to somebody. Hello there, miss. Someone suddenly called out to me from behind, and I whirled around in surprise. I almost smacked into the face that had been peering just over my shoulder. It was like the snake, huh? He was so close, our lips nearly touched. I quickly jumped back. A sweet scent tickled my nose. Oh, pardon me. The man standing there was, with a casual smile, was the same one I'd met the other day at the bar. Oh, Mamoru. I'm honored that you would remember my name. The way raised an eyebrow as he spoke in a respectful tone was oddly sexy. I thought I saw a woman trudging along sadly, shoulders slumped. And it was you. What's the matter? Did something happen? I struggled to keep from spilling out all my troubles to the concerned look on his face. I shouldn't burden him with all my problems and complaints. We'd only just met. Oh, it's nothing much. Just tired from work. After looking at me with a thoughtful gaze, Mamoru slowly reached out and took my hand. How would you like to come out with me for a little while? Without even waiting for my answer, Mamoru tightly pulled on my hand. If you don't like it, you can let go. Personally, I'd like to keep holding hands like this, though. Mamoru's hand was slightly rough, but also warm and inviting. That warmth seeped into my heart, making me forget all about my troubles. Just holding hands, really? The place where Mamoru led me was the bar from the other day. The door chimes jingled overhead as we walked in. Hi, Soichi. Welcome. Oh, Mr. Ashiro. It's unusual to see you here at this time. As he spoke, the owner glanced over at me. Oh, and I see you're accompanied by the young lady. Good evening. Welcome to Audire. Feeling the owner's gaze drop to our clasped hands, I hastily pulled mine away. I ran into her a while ago. You suppose it's fate? Mamoru once again took my hand as he gestured me to a seat. He was pretty forward, but it didn't feel at all offensive or uncomfortable. I kind of highly doubt that. Mamoru took the seat next to mine. I looked down to try to hide my reddening face. Fate, perhaps, but I must say the young lady doesn't look so pleased about it. Huh? At the owner's words, Mamoru turned to peer at my face. You're bright red. Mamoru smiled with amusement. As if to deepen my embarrassment, he then brought his face close to my ear. If you'd make such a cute face just from holding hands, don't tell me you think I'm so Soichu. Desperate to escape what was coming next, I called for the bar owner. What can I do for you, miss? A drink, please. Anything is fine. Oh my. Anything is fine, huh? That's an interesting order, Shiori. I found myself narrowing my eyes resentfully at Mamoru's teasing laugh. When he noticed, he continued to stare at me without flinching. He's like a serial killer. Don't look at me. Don't look at me like that, my dear. At least show me something a bit more flirtatious. I said I couldn't. I react shyly. Maybe I should make this a terrible decisions video. I said I couldn't. I don't even have a flirtatious look to give. Of course you do. You're a woman. As long as there's love in your heart. Mamoru spoke under his breath in a sweet, raspy voice. The sweet scent again tickled my nose, making it impossible to slow the racing of my heart. As those jade green eyes bored into my face, I couldn't help but avert my gaze. Mr. Arashiro, I do understand how you must feel, but please go easy on Miss Shiori. Once I lay my eyes on a cute girl, I just can't help myself. Stalker. Allow me to buy you drinks tonight in apology, and to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Mamoru spoke with respect as he looked into my eyes with concern. All right. Mamoru smiled happily at having forced the answer out of me. Soichiro, bring the lovely young woman a screwdriver. Mr. Arashiro? Arashiro? I don't need your advice, Soichiro. It's okay. I'll take full responsibility. Responsibility? What did he mean? At that time, I didn't catch on to Mamoru's evil scheme or Soichiro's pity in the slightest. Here you are. One screwdriver for the lady. It was a cocktail that looked like orange juice. This woman never drank anything before? Mamoru smiled knowingly and whispered to me. I want to express my feelings for you, my lovely princess. Huh? You've stolen my heart. Okay. If I told you that, would you believe me? My heart leapt at Mamoru's charming words. I'd stolen his heart? Did that mean... Once to find out what exactly he was really thinking, I stared unflinchingly back into his eyes. Mamoru stared straight back at me. I couldn't tell if it was a lie or the truth. You're just teasing me, right? Trying to hide my flustered embarrassment, I boldly asked him. Of course not. I'm offended you would suggest such a thing. I watched the joking Mamoru from the corner of my eye as I sipped my drink. Once I gulped down the cocktail to hide my awkwardness, Soichiro set another on the counter. Here's another. You don't have to try so hard, Miss Shiori. Not understanding what he meant, I drank down the drink. Mamoru amusedly watched me all the while. I kept downing my drinks to escape from the gaze of Mamoru as he sat beside me, chin in hand. Before I noticed it, my eyelids had grown heavy. It's a sleeper. So sleepy. Shiori, are you sleepy? Mamoru finally spoke up from where he'd been silently drinking next to me. He put a hand on my shoulder and gently drew me into his arms, wrapping me in his sweet scent. But I didn't even drink that much. It's okay. I'll be sure to see you home. See me home? Sure, it'd be my pleasure to walk the princess back to safety. Unless you have some objection to me? No, it's fine. I was pleasantly drunk. Not quite knowing what I was doing, I shook my head and then nodded. If you're going to keep saying cute things like that, I can't promise I won't do anything. Can't promise? Do anything? I looked at Mamoru, not understanding what he was saying. Now with that look too, honestly, don't blame me for anything that happens. Okay. All at once, Mamoru's suggestive smile slipped out of sight. Good night, Shiori. The hand Mamoru gently placed on my head as he spoke was nice and warm. Somehow I felt I was safe and relaxed with those broad hands. And with that last thought, I lost consciousness. Well, you had 2 drinks, really? My body felt kind of airy and unsteady. What had happened? Are you awake? Feeling okay? Before my eyes was Mamoru's smiling face. Mamoru? Oh, that's right, I was at the bar. Everything's okay. I'm going to walk you home. Recalling those words, my consciousness was immediately yanked back into reality. What? Where am I? Good morning, dear. How are you feeling? Mamoru? Mamoru was grinning happily where he was lying on the bed beside me. When I got up and looked around, I saw that I was at home. What are you doing in my room? What? You don't remember what happened last night? I paled at those words. I tried to speak, but no words would come. What's wrong? Were you hoping for a good morning kiss? No. That's too bad. Just tell me if you change your mind. I'm always available. This was no time to be blushing at Mori's teasing. So really, why are you here? As I steeled my nerve and asked, Mori stayed as he was, lying down with his chin in his hands. He only smiled mischievously, with no sign of explaining what had really gone on. While I was asleep, you didn't do anything weird to me, did you? Anything weird, huh? A smile disappeared from Mamoru's face as he stared at me. That alone made the alarm bells start going off in my heart. Do you really want to know? If you ask nicely, I just might tell you. Mamoru slowly got up and came over to me and started sensuously stroking my hair. I didn't know there was such a thing. Then tell me, please. Feeling half urged into saying so, the words unconsciously fell from my lips. Good girl. As he spoke, Mamoru removed his hand. I wondered why I felt so sad. But without paying me any attention, Mamoru began to speak. I just wanted to test you a little bit. Test me? What kind of test? To see how excited you would get by being near me. Huh? Excited? A strange, unreadable smile came to Mamoru's face. I confusedly looked at Mamoru's suggestive smile. Don't make that face. It was just a figure of speech. I didn't lay a finger on you. Well, I guess you don't really need a finger, but you looked adorable, so fast asleep, completely oblivious to me. Mamoru winked as he spoke. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Apologizing makes it sound like you actually wanted me to do something. No, that's not what I... I'm kidding. Putting away his previously cheeky grin, Mamoru stroked my head with a kind smile. Like a dog, or... You seem so worn out, I thought I'd better let you sleep. Worn out? Yeah, yesterday when I ran into you. It looked like you were under a lot of stress. He noticed even without me saying anything. Oh, that's the kind of thing that people wear on their face without knowing it. I don't like seeing you turn to alcohol, but I know I'm not enough of a tranquilizer to help. After you rest away your physical fatigue, then you can get a mental rest reset too. Then is the time to talk about it. I just thought that would be the best way. Mamoru looked at me with an understanding gaze. How? How do you know all that? I haven't said anything to you at all. It's obvious enough by looking at you. You're the type to bottle up all of your problems and push yourself too hard, aren't you? Bullseye! Mori gave a light smile and then patted me on the head. Then he gave me a biscuit. I won't ask what happened, but if you ever want to talk, feel free to come to me, okay? The kind invitation soaked in, soothing my parched heart. Thank you. Finally, I get a smile. Huh? Just getting to see you smile is enough. I guess that's good for now. With that, Mamoru stood up, turned his back to me, and headed for the door. As I watched his broad back walk away from me, I was suddenly overcome with loneliness. Hey. Mamoru turned around with an unexpectedly kind look, making my heart jump. I knew I shouldn't ask too much of a brand new acquaintance, but... Are you leaving? Well, he's going towards the door, yeah. That seems like kind of a stupid question, don't you think? Yeah, thank you. I just... Thank you for everything. You're welcome, dear, but I was hoping you'd have kept me from leaving. Huh? I wouldn't mind sleeping together with you. Just sleeping only? I see you're still wary of me. Wary of me? Don't worry, I won't do anything. Probably. I think I can guess precisely what you're thinking right now. Huh? I'm kind of lonely and don't want to be alone. But I shouldn't bother Mamoru like that. Plus, I don't even know what he might do to me. Another bullseye! Pachoy! Pachoy! Oh, you're really perceptive. I'm not that good. There are times when I can't tell what someone's thinking and get confused. Don't you mean you confuse them? Am I confusing you now? With my words? I've been confused for a long time. Well then, how about I confuse you even more? With that, Mamoru beckoned me over, and I obediently followed his gesture. And then, aha! He yanked on my hand, and I flew right into his chest. I don't know what was happening. I didn't know what was happening right away. A sweet scent swirled around my nose. I mean, like cinnamon rolls? That scent made me realize that I was now pressed up against Mamoru's strong chest. Flustered, I frantically moved my head away, tried to calm my heart, and looked up. Mamoru? Then, surprised by the closeness of Mamoru's intense gaze, I again hastily looked down. Mamoru gently gripped my chin with his fingers and raised my head. My field of vision was filled with the sight of Mamoru's face. Mamoru? My heart was beating so hard I thought it would burst from my chest. I'm so glad I ran into you today. This is for good luck, that we might meet again soon. Good luck? Mamoru jokingly smiling lips gently grazed my own. Huh? What was happening? Too confused to even resist, I accepted the kiss, eyes still wide open. Oh, that's freaky. Mamoru's lips grew steadily more zealous, gently exploring my mouth. I was completely at the mercy to that passion. Mamoru's shirt was disheveled where I'd grabbed onto it. I caught sight of a mark on his neck. After that moment, Mamoru's lips drew away. I'm so glad we got to share a kiss while looking into each other's eyes like that. Mamoru, what do you think you're doing? Mamoru just fixed his shirt, gave a quick smile, and raised his hand. I'll see you later, Shiori. You stay nice and confused until the next time we meet. Still cloaked in sensuality, Mamoru then softly shut the door. A mixture of embarrassment, confusion, and excitement whirled around within my heart. What was all that about? And that mark? Was it a tattoo? Like the ones the Yakuza had? As I stood bewildered in the entryway, the door was flung open and once again Mamoru appeared. Shiori, tonight, let's meet at 8 by the park, okay? And also, be sure to lock the door. With that, Mamoru grinned and once again shut the door. I'm seriously being played with here. A fiery sensation still rested upon my lips. That day at work, Mamoru's face kept intruding into my thoughts, causing failure after failure. I wondered why I was so utterly consumed by the thought of that man. As I headed towards the meeting spot, thoughts swirled around in my mind. Then, all of a sudden... Get a move on, guys. We report to Tokuwa. Yes, sir. The sharp, commanding voice rang out in the quiet town. Frightened, I hid myself in a nearby bush. I could see some bad-looking men in suits running out from the park. I immediately thought of Mamoru. Was he okay? If he was in the park waiting. Anyway, I've got to hurry. Gasping to regain my breath after running, I looked around the park. My gaze passed across a figure sitting on a bench that looked like Mamoru. I breathed a sigh of relief and walked across the dirt towards him. Was one beating not enough for you? I heard a low voice. Even from afar, I could feel the sharp glare thrown my way, stopping me cold. Mamoru? I struggled to finally find my voice, though my words must have trembled. It's you, Shiori. Mamoru was looking my way with a somehow apologetic expression on his face. I'm sorry to startle you like that, but you had better not come any closer. Why would you say that? There are circumstances. I don't want to get you involved. Circumstances? That word reminded me of the tattoo I'd seen on his neck the day before. I knew it was probably for the best that I'd listen to Mamoru and leave. But for some reason I didn't want to do that. Mamoru's usual aura of cheer and sensuality was nowhere to be seen. I felt like I couldn't just leave him like that. I somehow managed to move my trembling legs to take a step forward. The crunch of the dirt under my foot echoed through the silent park. Shiori, please, do as I say and don't come over here. Ignoring the plea, I continued to walking through the heavy atmosphere towards Mamoru. Mamoru, your face. Are you okay? Even in the dim lighting, deep bruises from being hit stood out on Mamoru's face. What on earth? I took out my handkerchief from my pocket and gently wiped at the wounds. People just carry those, right? Leave me alone. My body involuntarily shuddered at the cold, sharp voice. Seeing my reaction, Mamoru realized he'd spoken too harshly and looked apologetic. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you like that. Mamoru smiled with self-derision. The atmosphere around us instantly became softer. It's no fair of you to look at me like that, Shiori. Look at you like what? With that worried, concerned look on your face. But I am worried. Where'd you get those bruises? Did those guys do it to you? Mori knit his eyebrows and looked straight at me, slightly annoyed. Am I bothering you? A little. Being answered like that so blatantly sent a zing of pain through my heart. When I tried to pull my hand away, Mori grabbed it. But right now, I'm more happy than bothered. He then gently pulled me into his arms. I buried my face into his broad chest. I could hear his heartbeat, vaguely faster than normal. You know how it beats normally already? But you're very kind. Weren't you the one who was kind to me first, though? Always remember this, Shiori. What? That there's a fairly good possibility that behind a man's kindness lies an ulterior motive. Does that include you? I wonder. I'm a gentleman by nature. A gentleman by nature would never kiss a girl out of the blue like that. But you must understand, as a gentleman, giving kisses to the woman I love is an expression of feelings. The woman you love? Are you playing with me again? Well, would you like to find out? With that, Mori started to move in towards my face. When his lips were a mere inch away from mine, he suddenly stopped. As if a spell had been cast over me, I leaned in and completed the kiss myself. The kiss, tinged with the taste of blood, must have raised some kind of alarm within me. All I knew was that right now I couldn't leave this weakly smiling man alone. Krum, Chapter 1 complete, would you like to say? Oh boy, that was awful quick. Dandy shot. Chapter 2, the best way to escape from reality. A few days passed, but the thought of Mamoru was never far from my mind. The reason for those bruises and the meaning of that kiss, I couldn't stop wondering. Plus that tattoo on his neck. What kind of past was Mamoru hiding? To try to distract myself, I went to my usual cafe during my lunch break. What should I have today? Huh? I caught sight of a group of 2 men. What's that? I don't see a picture. You're supposed to guess. Well, we're talking about him, so yeah. Mamoru? Hi, Shiori. What's wrong? Did you come to see me? What? Hey, Shiori. I'm here too, you know. I was beckoned over by the 2 men's table. Thanks for letting me join you. No need for thanks. We shouldn't have even had to ask you. We're all friends now, aren't we? He's right. Sometimes you could be pretty clever, Hide. What do you mean, sometimes? I felt a smile come to my face at the pair's lively conversation. Thank goodness. It looked like Mamoru was back to his old self. What are you 2 doing together? It's a work meeting. Oh, that reminds me. I don't think I asked yet, but what do you do? Do you really want to know? Mori narrowed his eyes. Remembering the tattoo I'd seen on his neck, I became a little scared to hear the truth. But I wanted to know more about Mamoru. If you don't mind, yes, please. What should we call you? The solver of disputes? Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Disputes? What did that mean? There were many packets of paper spread out on the 2 men's table. I glanced over them, searching for a clue. Suddenly, my eyes went to the breast pocket of Mamoru's suit. Oh! Without thinking, I let out a gasp of wonder. Watching me, a teasing smile came to Hideki's face. Ah, she's got you, Mori. You're pretty surprisingly observant, Shiori. Mamoru, are you? He sure is, Shiori. Hide, you're just using me as a way to have some fun. Because it is fun. I don't often get to witness the moment your secret comes to light. Are you a lawyer? Correct. Mamoru whispered shyly. And you know, I'm with the police. Look at this. Hideki took out his police badge from his pocket and casually flipped it open. There's some trouble at Mamoru's trial. That's why I'm helping. A lawyer and a police officer? I was at a loss for words at the unusual answers. It seemed kind of a little unexpected. Yes, though I would think that's natural enough. I guess one wouldn't expect old men making passes at a girl in a bar to have such proper jobs. I guess you'd know, huh? Haha, I sure would. Seeing the two men laugh together slightly warmed my heart. Just then I was reminded of what had happened the other day at the park. It looked like Mamoru's wounds were all healed. Maybe I could ask about what happened? Mamoru? I'm glad to see it looks like the bruises on your face are better now. Bruises? All because you helped treat them. Thank you for that. So, also about that, well, I was thinking about how to best bring it up. Mamoru leaned over and whispered in my ear. If you're thinking about asking me something about what happened that day, do it when we're alone. The sensation of the soft voice breathed into my ear brought a blush to my cheeks. This girl's like super sensitive. Like any little thing and she's like super happy. Like the opposite of a real woman. Now, hey, Mamoru, we're in public, you know. Don't be so stuffy. Nothing matters when it comes to two lovers professing their love. Exactly, lovers. You're awfully uptight today. Because I'm sober. But you're usually so thick-headed. If I were so thick-headed, I don't think I'd have a job as a police officer, now would I? So Hide on the job as a brilliant policeman. I'll be sure to remember that, Officer Kodama. Would you please, Mr. Big Shot Lawyer? With his hand still casually wrapped around my hips, Mamoru continued bantering with Hideki. Well, how about letting Shiori get back to her own life now? She certainly hasn't moved an inch this entire time. She's just enraptured with the intensity of my love. I could have you arrested for public indecency, you know. What have I done that's indecent? Your entire life is R-rated. I'm so honored by your praise, officer. That wasn't supposed to be a compliment. Shiori? I let out a small laugh at the up-tempo repartee. At the bar, it had seemed like Hideki was always the butt of the joke, but apparently not. Sorry, I just thought it was funny. Funny? What was? Mamoru's beard? That's going too far. Unlike you, I'm growing this out to be stylish. Gah! Mamoru, shut up already. Quit bad-mouthing me in front of Shiori. I was only informing her of the truth, so that she isn't deceived by your smooth talk. You're one to talk. The pair's banter continued vigorously on. Like that, I was too sucked into the lively atmosphere. Because of that, I never did get to ask the details of what happened at the park. That evening, wanting a drink, I stopped by Audire on the way home from work. Oh! When I looked around inside, I saw Mamoru in the corner. He was looking intently at the table. What was he doing? I crept up behind him, trying to go unnoticed. A peeping Tom, are you? I didn't know you were so indecent. Mamoru whirled around and grinned at me. Indecent? Obviously, I wasn't trying to do anything like that. You just don't realize it yourself. When it comes to that, I'm not surprisingly anything. I'm just a boring, ordinary girl. Well, that's not true. You're quite attractive. If you can't see that either, then how about I show you? With that, Mamoru's face drew near, stopping when his lips were nearly touching mine. After a few seconds like that, he's too close. What is he thinking? My heart was pounding so loudly in my chest, I thought Mamoru might even hear. Huh? What, not going to do it this time? Mamoru spoke regretfully and pulled back. This time? Realizing that he was referring to the time in the evening park, my face grew warm. Noticing me blush, Mamoru started chuckling under his breath. I could tell he was definitely making fun of me. Mr. Arashiro, would you please do me the favor of stopping right there? Please refrain for that kind of behavior so as to not disturb the dignity of this establishment. Oh my, well, I can't very well disobey a request from the owner like that. I greatly appreciate your understanding and cooperation. Hey, Shiori, come and sit next to me. As he spoke, Mamoru patted the chair beside him. You came to see me, didn't you? I sat down as invited. On top of the table, tarot cards were lined up. Was Mamoru a fortune teller? I looked at the cards suspiciously, not believing Mamoru would have anything to do with fortunes. Are you interested in fortune telling? Yes, a lot. Do you know how to use tarot cards? From past experience a while back. Shall I do a reading for you? Would you really? If you wish, my dear, with pleasure. Mamoru then began calmly mixing the cards. What what would you like the cards to tell you? Can you see anything at all? Sure, it all depends on how you interpret the cards, so basically anything can work. Well, yeah, that's like super true. Then tell me about my love life. Alrighty. For a moment, Mamoru narrowed his eyes and then picked up a card. After lining them up, he looked at me. Okay, let's begin. Okay. With a practice motion, Mamoru revealed the cards one by one. First, an upright moon. Second, an upright wheel of fortune. Third, a reversed hangman. As he smoothly flipped the cards, he lightly read out the names. I found myself listening attentively to the quiet, monotonous voice, so different than usual. The fourth is an upright Hierophant, and fifth is the Lovers, upright. Let's see. What do they say? The cards can tell you many things. It's up to me how to read and interpret them. Will you believe what I tell you? Yes, I will. Mamoru gave a quick smile and then started to explain the cards. The 5 cards I just turned over represent different things. Past, present, near future, far future, and what you truly wish for. You've had an experience that makes you extremely anxious. You want to do something. But the more you struggle, the more you are unable to move. An experience that made me anxious? Was that what happened in the park? Maybe this was a warning to not get too involved with whatever Mamoru was dealing with. But the Wheel of Fortune has begun to spin. The cards know your love's future. That's what the 6th card will show. I looked at the 6th card where it lay, still face down on the table. With a slow, steady movement, Mamoru reached out for the card. The 6th card will show your destiny. It will tell you something that's yet to come. With that, Mamoru flipped over the last card. It was an image of a skeleton riding on a white horse. When I looked at what was written on the bottom of the card, it said, Death. Huh? Death? Mamoru sharply furrowed his brow and looked at me intently. He stared at me as if trying to read something from my own eyes. Unable to look away, I returned his gaze. You have straightforward, honest eyes. I can sense that you have a strong will, too. So that means you have to create your own destiny. Huh? Before I had time to ask what he meant, Mamoru started to put the cards away. Wait, what does that mean? Tell me what the last card meant. You shouldn't put too much faith in the cards. Faith? Fortune-telling is merely good guessing. It's not always accurate. I know that. Maybe, but I find that most girls tend to cling to something they can believe in. I'm glad that you trust me, but in the end, you've got to decide the truth for yourself. Deeply intrigued by Mamoru's mysterious words, I etched the image of the last card into my mind. You read the cards just now considering my love life, right? Well, yeah, I did. Then I guess I'll discover my own future. I'll believe in my destiny. I'll discover my own future? I'll have to discover my own future for myself. I looked into Mamoru's eyes as I spoke with confidence. Mamoru startled for a moment, and then looked at me with something like admiration. You are very brave. I'm really not. You were very fragile when we met before, but today your eyes and very brave. Today your eyes and very brave and strong. Okay, I think that was supposed to be R. Mamoru stared at me as he spoke. I felt as if that unreadable gaze was looking straight into my very soul. Your eyes, did something happen to give you a change of heart? Mamoru looked at me with a gentle smile that said he knew everything. I was sure he probably knew after all. That ever since I'd seen his weak smile that day at the park, he'd been on my mind. That my feelings of wanting to know more about him were getting even stronger. That feeling of wanting to know someone. Is that love? That's curiosity. It's not love, girl. Not wanting to say my thoughts out loud, I just gave a quick nod. Well, as long as you're happy and well. Mamoru's tender smile and warmth of his hand stroking my head brought a heat to my cheeks. I quickly spoke up to change the topic. Anyway, I was really surprised. Surprised? About what? That you would be into fortune-telling. Well, you know, a long time ago, there was a time when I was in some trouble. Mamoru swirled his drink as he began to talk. The glass in his hand was again today filled with tequila. Trouble? What kind of trouble? Just a lot of things to think about. Though I'd chosen my own path, I had nothing but regrets. So I started to want to entrust my life to someone other than myself. My eyes went to the tattoo on his neck, barely peeking out from underneath his shirt. Just what kind of past did he have? Entrusting your life to someone else? You still feel like that today? Yeah, sometimes. Looking somewhat sad, Mamoru downed all of the tequila remaining in his glass. Apparently he was remembering something he'd rather forget. I felt a pang in my chest. Anyway, enough about that. I'm sure you're getting bored hearing me talk about myself. Not at all, or I'm happy. Not at all. I'm happy seems like a weird thing to say. Not at all. Mamoru looked at me as if surprised by my answer. I just want to know more about you. Inadvertently, I blurted out the thought in my mind. You want to know more about me? Is this the beginning of love? Mamoru asked teasingly. He was exactly right. As I sat there, unable to speak, Mamoru looked at me with concern. Sorry, I was just kidding. Don't look so anxious. Mamoru then averted his gaze and took a sip of his fresh glass of tequila. I felt a little rejected, hearing my own true thought dismissed so plainly as just kidding. So, what do you want to know about me? Out of consideration for me, as I sulked in silence, Mamoru kindly agreed to talk. About how you got hurt the other day, for instance. For a second, I saw a panicked look in Mamoru's eyes. But the very next instant, it was replaced with his usual joking countenance. Well, we can't very well talk about that here. Then where? Like I said before, that's only something we can talk about when it's just the two of us. Mamoru's face slowly came near to mine. His sweet scent today mixed with the smell of alcohol was stronger than usual. My mind started to become numb. Are you sure you want me to tell you about what happened that night? After whispering in my ear, Mamoru drew back and looked at me with a calculating gaze. Yes, I answered without hesitation. Then let's go. But where? Somewhere where we can be alone. With that, Mamoru swiftly rose to his feet. Soichiro, could I get the check, please? Mamoru whipped out his card as if to pay for my portion as well, without a second thought. Oh, Mamoru. What? Thank you so much. I mean, for buying my drink. It was nothing. It's my honor to help out such a lovely princess as yourself. As he spoke, Mamoru reached out and took my hand. The place where we could be alone. It's here? Mamoru had brought me to the park where we'd agreed to meet up the other day. I somehow felt slightly disappointed. What? Would you prefer someplace else? If you want, we can still change the location. But if we go somewhere totally secluded, I couldn't say for sure what would happen. My heart leapt painfully hard at those words, whispered into my ear from behind. What are you imagining? I'm sure you can guess. Is my influence rubbing off on you? Well, well, well. I can think of no greater happiness than this, my dear. With that benevolent statement, Mamoru wrapped his arms around me from behind. What are you doing? It's no use struggling. I have no intention to tell you anything unless you're in my arms. I didn't have any choice but to be still and bear it. Yeah, most girls I date would clock me right in the face if I did something like that. Well, yeah, maybe it's the kind of girl I'm attracted to. That's right, just let me hold you. I want us to be able to discuss this calmly. Are you really going to tell me? Are you sure you want to? I can think of more fun things we can do alone like this. Mamoru hugged me even tighter, making my heart race. Huh? But you promised me you would. I really did plan to, but now I've changed my mind. Mamoru continued speaking with an easy lift. Don't you think it's sexier to leave the riddle mystery for a while longer? Mamoru then put his lips to the side of my cheek. Oh. So you do have that voice in you. While Mamoru's lips trailed across my skin, down to the nape of my neck. Mamoru, what do you do? What do you mean, what am I doing? Can't you tell? Mamoru's teeth tightly grazed my skin. I couldn't help but let out a soft moan at the tender bite of my neck. Is he a vampire? Mamoru just smiled and professed how cute it was. That hurts. But a little bit of pain can feel good too, don't you think? Yeah, I'll punch him in the face then. Wait, what are you saying? Calm down. I tried to object. Mura only bit down on a different place on my neck. It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not that coarse. He then started tracing circles around the spot with his tongue. He is a vampire. You're too adorable, Shiori. You want some more of that? Rory's hand started caressing the area around my hips. My body started involuntarily trembling at the sensation when... What's all this? At the sudden voice, Rory's hand stopped. A little lover's tryst, is it? When I looked up, I saw Yorihisa standing there, a grin on his face. Hodo. I was on my way to Audire when I heard some voices. Sounds like you're having fun, Momori. You bet. I know Shiori's cute, but try to go easy on her. I'm being very moderate here. Well, sure doesn't look like it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had to say anything. If you want, you could join in. Momori, what? When I protested, too embarrassed to stand it any longer, Momori let me go. Or so I thought, but he only whirled around and embraced me from the front. Just kidding. I wouldn't give you up to anyone. I guess I would never let you down or turn you around or desert you. Momori, seriously, go easy on her, okay? I'll do what I can. It's okay, Shiori. Momori went a little too far with his joke, but he didn't mean any harm. Noticing my confusion, Yorihisa kindly tried to calm my emotions. Just think of it as a consequence of being in love. Consequence of being in love? At the mention of those words, Momori suddenly let go of me and stepped away. Huh? Well, I guess I'll be off then. Leaving Yorihisa and I behind, Momori started walking away. Jeez, he's got something going on again. Poor guy. I was perplexed, not understanding the meaning of Yorihisa's whispered words. My body was rapidly losing the fever that I'd burned with from being held in Momori's arms. Chapter 3, Along for the Ride. Consequence of being in love, huh? Okay, well, I think you get the idea about this game. So, this is Audap you're watching Pub Encounter. This is one of 2 visual novel games that are on the Switch that are focused more for a female audience, which I'm all for, honestly. I said the games, and systems, and characters, so much of the stuff is written for men, straight men. So it's nice that it's written for somebody else, quite frankly. I mean, I don't know how interested people are in seeing this game, but I'd be more than happy to continue if people want me to. Otherwise, I think I'll flip over to the other game at some point in time, and we can check that one out as well. I don't know about this main character though, or the character that quote unquote you play as. I don't know if it's different with every one of the guys, if she acts differently, or if she's always just kind of like a wafy, undecided girl. And I don't know if this is written by men or women. It seems like it's more written by a man, but I don't, I'm not really sure. I was trying to do some looking for the original writer, but I wasn't able to find anything, at least not right away. So it's interesting that this genre is appearing on the Switch. Before, when the Vita was more popular, or when the Vita was out, I guess it was never more popular, games like this would appear all the time. But it being brought over to a mainstream system is, I don't know, I guess it's refreshing. They were starting to do that sort of thing with PlayStation 3 towards the end of its life as well. Anyway, if you're into this kind of thing, I think it's available for like $15. And since it's basically a book, it's really, there's no real gameplay involved. It's just reading. So pretty much anybody can play it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.